Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope everyone's having a good day so far. Today, we're going behind my Spotify once again, but we're doing a different type of video. I've been trying to experiment with different type of things. Want to see how this goes because this is a song that I've been listening to a lot. This is called Red by Woe Is Me. Now, what we're going to be doing today is I want to break down the lyrics of the song because I think I really understand them, and it's sometimes like song lyrics can go over my head, but I think like with this one, I've definitely I understand what's going on here. I understand. So we're gonna go over this real quick, and I think it'll be really cool to kind of go over the lyrics. So I pulled them up on Genius here. Let's go over this first verse. So just my whole idea of the song, or my understanding of the song, is there is a person behind the lyrics. Like it's a person that's poor, basically, like a peasant or something like that. And it's a person that is tired of a person in power, or a person who's rich, and they're just, they're tired. And this is like a kind of like, almost like a, like, I don't know, just like a, I don't know what the term is. It's like just someone who's trying to like stand against like the man, that's kind of what the song is to me. But so the first verse here is, "Now I'm free, you leech." I'm not gonna say any of the swear words, because this is a PG friendly channel. Crazy. But now I'm free, you leech. F your pulpit and F what you preach. So basically, the pulpit is like it's like a platform or podium where like a priest like preaches or does a sermon. I just looked that up. Crazy. But yeah, so F your pulpit and F what you preach. So all the stuff you've been saying, all your lies, like yeah, it's not right, but yeah. You may have the world at your feet, but nothing in this life is concrete. So, feet, concrete, kind of. You may have the world at your feet, but nothing in this life is concrete. So your feet on the concrete, just standing on the concrete. You may have the world at your feet because again, a lot of rich people and people in power do have the world at their feet, right? They have all this power and they have all this, they have everything, but nothing in this life is concrete. So concrete being solid, right? Nothing in this life is solid. Nothing in this life is, everything's kind of rubber, and I guess it's like nothing in this life is solid. So you're self-indulgent at my expense, so let me give you my 2 cents. So kind of like you're self-indulgent at my expense, so like the expense of the poor person. So like the rich person is self-indulgent at the expense of the poor person. So let me give you my 2 cents. So like 2 cents being let me give you my opinion, but also 2 cents being let me give you my money. So, yeah. And then I love this line, by the way, because this line is great because this is where I started to notice kind of the theme and what I think the song is referring to. It's not just like an idea of something, but this line right here. So, it must be nice, isn't it? Sitting in your castles dressed like kings. It must be nice in the end to feel like the world's beneath your feet. So, kind of going back to that line, you may have the world at your feet, and then to feel like the world's beneath your feet. So this line right here made me think like I felt like the song was talking about not only people in power but also medieval times. I really like medieval times a lot. So like hearing like this verse, I was just like, okay, I kind of get the theme of what's going on here, but. Yeah, so it must be nice, isn't it? Sitting in your castles dressed like kings, because kings, if they sit in their castle, they're people in power. It must be nice in the end to feel like the world's beneath your feet, because again, if you're a king in a castle, the world is pretty much beneath your feet. Like you have all this power and you have all this control. So yeah. And then the chorus is, so why don't you say it? Say it. Your lies made us believers. So. Basically, like the people in power fed the people who aren't in power lies, and the people who aren't in power believe those lies, and your lies made us believers, like they believe it as truth. So why don't you say it? Say it. I don't know. So why don't you say it? Say it. I think that kind of is referring to like, why don't you actually say the truth? Or like, say what you did wrong or something like that. I think that's kind of what that's referring to. But yeah, and go say it. Say it. You looked away when we were living in the red, hanging by a thread. So like, you looked away when we were when a person in power, when something goes wrong. And I'm going to use kind of a reference I think everyone knows, when COVID started happening and nothing was being done. That's kind of like what this is, I think, talking about, like, as an example. You looked away when we were living in the red, hanging by a thread. So living in the red basically being like when we were living in, like, chaos and when we were just, like, when everything was going bad. When we were living in the red, hanging by a thread, you looked away. So hanging by a thread, like, that's kind of like what the whole COVID thing was like. Everyone was freaking out and nothing was being done. So it's kind of, it's a one example because I think, like, nothing was being done and it took forever to have something actually be done. Say it, your lies made us believers. So yeah, the chorus is it's pretty simple to understand. It's like, you keep telling us lies and then you looked away when we were living in the red, hanging by a thread. So pretty simple. And then verse 2, I'm losing my patience. Some people never learn. I'm losing my patience, so take your offers and let them effing burn. Yeah, I'm losing my patience. Some people never learn. And a lot of people, like, some people never learn. When it comes to, like, I think it's referring to, like, the idea that, like the people in power never learn to be, to respect the people who aren't in power. And I think that's what that's talking about. And then so take your offers and let them effing burn. So I think people in power, sometimes they like offer like the people who aren't in power, like, these opportunities or offers or whatever. And basically the person who is in power is like, nah, I'm good. Yeah, I think that's what that's breaking down right there is, I don't need your offers. I don't need your money. I don't need this. I don't need that. I think that's what that's referring to. Once respected, now just hated. This is the hell you created. So once respected, now just hated. Because a lot of, like, people in power and then kings, they were once respected and now they're hated, right? This is the hell you created. So basically, like, any respect that a king once had, like, they earn that respect, but also any hate they get, they also earn that. So, like, kings kind of create their own situations, or people in power create their own situations, kind of like that. And then back to the chorus, we already went over that. And then this part repeats, which I like that. I like this whole line. It's really good. And then the moss will grow on your gravestone. So, like, basically, like, oh, you're a king or a person in power is in the ground, dead, and the moss will grow on your gravestone. So, like, no one's gonna take care of your gravestone because, like, there's people who who work at graveyards and they take care of, like, the gravestones. They actually, like, tend to it. So basically, this is saying, like, hey, no one's actually gonna clean your gravestone. No one's gonna tidy it up. Moss will grow on the gravestone, because you'll spend your last years alone. So, like, you die and no one's there to, like, pay respects, It's not a burnt bridge because you're effing broke. It's not a burnt bridge. So, like, a bridge being like, so I guess this is saying, like, let's say you have a bridge, right? And the bridge is not complete. So that's what I think is kind of being said here. It's not a burnt bridge because if the bridge was already made, if it was already made and someone burned it, that's like, oh, okay, so someone kind of burned down the bridge. All right. But also I think that's referring to, like, burnt bridges, like, kind of like, you burned these bridges that we had, like, as for trust, because you're effing broke. So basically saying, like, the bridge was never even built in the first place. I think that's what that's referring to. Like, the bridge was never built in the first place. Like, there was no trust built. I think that's what that's referring to. You offered the promised land, but you're an effing joke. You offer the promised land, but you're an effing joke. So basically, like going back to that line of your lies made us believers. So like you offer the promised land, but you're an effing joke. Like you never, what you were offering was never an offer. And I think that's also going back to take your offers and let them effing burn, because offering the promise, it's like the people in power are telling lies here, and there is no promised land. There are no offers. So yeah, this whole song is basically like F the people in power. That's pretty much what he is, right? That's literally what it's talking about, is people in power suck, and you know, like they really do. It's true. The people in power, like, they are a joke, and I think, you know, there's been a lot of talk lately about like people in power and how like we literally do what they say, you know. But yeah, so, and then the song ends with saying F your platform and F what you preach. So I think I really like the song. I like the message it like stands behind, and I do I love this line the most. I think like the sitting in your castles dressed like kings, I think is super good. But yeah, I don't know. I really like the song just because like the chorus is catchy. I like the heavy bits in the verses, but I love the chorus the most. I think is like the highlight of this whole thing for me. It's just a good song. I've loved New Woes Me. I never listened to them before. When Ghost came out, I loved Ghost, and I think I love this one even more. Also, like the art for the song is like an apple with barbed wire on it, which I think is super like, that's super medieval theme. I don't know. I'm hoping the Woe Is Me band, like, I really hope there's like a medieval theme going on here. If there is, let me know, because I think I mean, come on, you're using castles, kings. Like, I do feel like there's a little bit of medieval going on here, but yeah, this is just a solid song overall. Go and listen to it. It's really good. I love it. It's such a good song. And also it's, I believe the band's independent, so you can listen to them, you know, independently. But yeah, the lyrics are super good, and I just love the song. So anyway, that's going to be the video for today, but thank you guys for watching. If you did, I appreciate it a ton. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.